your vacation. It's paradise. Don't worry about the money, go. Low is the time.
Ethiopia has many cultures and many civilizations, and it has been a privilege to have been able to look at these manuscripts.
Ethiopia is one of the very few countries on the African continent having a huge written heritage.
Old manuscripts, those who are maybe indicating the historical, economic, social history of this country, Ethiopia.
This manuscript belongs to a short list of manuscripts that has been recorded by the UNESCO World Heritage.
Ethiopia's archives hold some of the most ancient collections in Africa, including some of the rarest materials reflecting the long and unique history of the country. The need for Ethiopia to possess a state-of-the-art national repository of its rich history and traditions is a point that is hardly debatable. The establishment, way back in 1944, of the precursor to the present Ethiopian National Archives and Library Agency was a necessary first step in that direction. It was originally called Wamezekar, a reference to remembrance of the historical past, and served essentially as a public library. The Ethiopian National Archives and Library Agency was reinvigorated and re-established in 1999 as a national cultural institution.
Our agency has been here for over 70 years. There were different structural changes in the agency. It was in 1944 that Emperor Haile Selassie established this library, naming it Wamezekar. It has passed through several reform stages since its establishment. One of the mandates of the agency is collecting information, organizing and preserving documents and passing it to the next generation, as well as giving services for researchers, scholars, academicians, writers, higher education students, and the public at large.
With the re-establishment, the number of holdings has increased with new acquisitions from a variety of sources, including private collectors. Among its numerous functions, the cultural institution chronicles Ethiopia's manuscript history, and its holdings include a variety of manuscript genres. The collections are used for scholarly research, exhibitions, documentary productions, and other research and educational activities. In addition to other segments of the general public, visitors include scholars, writers, as well as university students. As information databases, archives and libraries have particular relevance to academics.
We collect all kinds of publications, can be invitation cards like wedding cards, memorial cards, posters, audio materials, pictures, and spiritual songs. We collect, organize, preserve, and provide access to researchers.
Old manuscripts, those who are maybe indicating the historical, economic, social history of this country, Ethiopia. So this is the first one. Second one is the legal copies, which is collected from the publishers. You see, each and everybody who publishing books or some other printing materials might be provide for us 3 copies. So we are preserving here and provide for the service. The second one is that. The third one is we are providing services like reference to the society as a library.
These holdings include literary heritage and historical documents. Some of these priceless materials are kept and preserved in the manuscript section. The collections of this section are accessible to those who are interested in ancient manuscripts and printed materials.
በዚህ አገልግሎት መስጫ ክፍል ውስጥ እንግዲህ
There are several books that were collected during the establishment of the center, which dates back to 70 years. Several invaluable records that describe the country's history and literature are found here in this room. The room next to this is a store for Ethiopia's ancient books, and here is where the users get service. Now we are here at the manuscript and ancient literary heritage section. We have several sources here. Most of them are manuscripts. There are published and unpublished books. We have manuscripts written during the 13th century. There are also books that are written in foreign language, such as the Holy Bible, and others written in German, French, and Italian. We also have books that are written in Arabic. In addition to this, we also have materials inscribed in Ge'ez, one of the ancient languages of Ethiopia, as well as other local languages such as Amharic, Tigrinya, and Oromifa.
ይህንን መጽሐፍ ስንመለከት እንግዲህ መጀመሪያ ምንድነው ብራና የሚዘጋጀው ከእንስሳት ቆዳ ነው። ለምሳሌ
The literature is inscribed on animal skin, such as goat, calf, horse, and even camel skin. The manuscripts written on camel skin are not found here, but you can find them in monasteries in the northern part of Ethiopia. We have the manuscripts on horse skin here.
ያጻጻፍ ስልቱ እጅግ በጣም የሚያስደንቅ ነው። እነዚህ የምትመለከቷቸው ጥቁር ቀለሞችና ቀይ ቀለሞች አሉ።
The calligraphy is amazing. The black and red colors are made from leaves of endemic plants. Ancient Ethiopians produced 7 different colors from these leaves.
ከ12 የሥነ ጽሑፍ ቅርሶች የሶስት ነገሥታት ደብዳቤዎች አሉ።
Of the 12 documents registered as World Heritage, there are 3 which are letters of the royal family. One was written by Menelik II to Emperor of Russia, Nicholas Caesar, about Ethiopia. The second one was written by Emperor Tedros to the British Queen Victoria. The correspondence was intended to strengthen the diplomatic relation between the two countries. The third letter was penned in 1735 by Shon King Silas Lassie and was addressed to the Queen of Britain. The letters give us a glimpse of Ethiopia's early diplomatic history. All 3 letters are registered as World Heritage in recognition of their great historical significance.
ይህ የምንመለከተው ምንድነው? ቅዱስ ቁርአን ነው።
This one is the Holy Quran. It's written in Arabic, as you can see. A lot of researchers have proven that this Holy Quran was written in the 18th century. It is written on special paper called Jamil. A number of researchers from around the world have given their testimony in regard to how antique it is. Our agency is finalizing its preparations to register it as a World Heritage. This Quran was discovered in one of the ancient mosques here in Ethiopia.
ይህንን የምትመለከቱት መጽሐፍ ስሙ ብሉይ ኪዳን ይባላል።
This is the Old Testament of the Holy Bible, written in Ethiopia. It was written by 4 writers who took 5 years to write it. The amazing thing is that you cannot really differentiate the writing style of the 4 of them. It's totally the same. The manuscript consumed 250 animal skins. It was once sent to the US and displayed at an exhibition. The US government deposited $6 million as a security deposit for the display.
On kinds of inscriptions with historical relevance and religious, social, political, and cultural value are to be found here. The collections include medical books.
People used to apply traditional medicine before they were introduced to modern healthcare. This book reveals secrets of traditional medical treatments for several diseases. All treatments and remedies are made of selected plants that grow in Ethiopia and animal products.
Among the very many exceptional records found in this place is the first newspaper in the press history of Ethiopia, Amro, which was published during the reign of Menelik II. The women's magazine Menon from the times of Emperor Haile Selassie is yet another tangible heritage.
የተሰበሰቡ በርካታ መረጃዎች አሉ።
These documents are kept well here, and we give service for researchers. A lot of scholars and researchers from here and abroad visit us frequently to find input for their research.
تمثلين كلامات سيبنا كان دلنا So for today I would like to see the signature on paper. I think it's number 97. Yeah, 197. Yes, please. I'm a historian. I'm a scholar at the French Center for Ethiopian Studies, which is based here in Addis Ababa. I'm working on the history of Christian Ethiopia from the 15th century up to the beginning of the 19th century. And for this reason, one of my main source is manuscript. And I've been using the service of Nale since my PhD studies, so since more than 15 years. So it's a very important collection of manuscript here. This manuscript belongs to the short list of manuscripts that has been recorded by the UNESCO World Heritage. So if you look at it, it's already a very big manuscript. It's a gospel from the 14th century. And so here there is a lot of things to say. And you can see that it belongs to this group of gospel that have illumination. So this is the beginning of the gospel. It's quite in good state of preservation, and it has been restored here.
A visitor to the agency will surely be amazed at the number of manuscripts inside and how ancient they are. The microfilm library section is another unit here. This section holds more than 15,000 microfilms of manuscripts written on parchment and microfilm from different historical parts of the country. Some of the manuscripts are more than 1,000 years old. The collections in this section show the indigenous and ancient history of Ethiopian calligraphy.
በምናሰባስብበት ወቅት ለምሳሌ ዲጂታይዜሽን ስራ እንሰራለን በየገዳማቱ ማለት ነው።